If you've worked in a government job, you know that retirement becomes mandatory at a certain age. Some people look forward to retiring so they can finally do whatever they want. But for others, retirement can feel like falling apart. Let's think about this differently. If being productive gives you a sense of purpose and you feel lost when there's nothing to do, it's clear that we all view life in different ways. If you're someone who can't wait to retire, it's very likely that you also look forward to heaven after death. But why am I comparing physical retirement to spiritual retirement? Because it's worth asking, why would someone want to retire if they're happy and content with their life? Many of us have been taught to see life as a business transaction. You give something to get something. So you live a life of discipline, not out of love or purpose, but to earn your spot in heaven. That's like putting in as little as possible now to gain the most later. In this view, if you're good because you expect a reward after death. But here's the real question. Why do we believe God thinks the way humans do? Do you think God is a powerful, emotional, vengeful being, like some kind of divine human? If so, ask yourself why. Is it because you were taught that? Or is it because you've never questioned it? Personally, I see our relationship with God more like that of a subcontractor, not master and slave. Each of us has been blessed with an individual atom of autonomy, our free will and personal sense of justice. That means we instinctively understand and use these gifts. But if we constantly sacrifice ourselves for our belonging groups, even in the name of God, we fail to use the free will we've been given. Why is that? Is it political brainwashing? Or are we avoiding the responsibility of thinking for ourselves? If you're someone who questions things, you'll start to critically examine the politically preached knowledge around life, death, and the afterlife. Think about this. If you believe you're going to hell, it's like you're being sent to jail for not following religious traditions, rituals, or rules. And if you believe you're going to heaven, it's like you're retiring to some luxurious place where everything you missed out on in life is handed to you for free. That's what we're preached, that the afterlife is a kind of ultimate retirement. Sure, that sounds appealing, but if God needs us to convert spirituality into physical action, how can we do that once we're physically dead? We can't. The work stops. So I have mixed feelings about retirement. To me, retirement means no longer contributing to something valuable, like turning spirituality into meaningful physical action. So should I be happy about losing that kind of importance? It's an interesting question to ask retired people. My guess is most of them, especially those in good health, would rather keep working to feel valuable. Still, many others can't wait to stop working and enjoy a life of leisure. But to feel truly fulfilled, you have to want to be useful. You have to love the act of doing, physically, mentally, even spiritually. The challenge is, we all think differently. Some people dream of a lazy paradise, while others lose their sense of self-worth without purposeful work. So ask yourself, do you really want everything provided for you? Or is that just a desire to escape responsibility? If the purpose of human life is to turn spirituality into action, then retirement, especially spiritual retirement, shouldn't feel fulfilling. Greed and fear are not divine concepts. They're human insecurities, often politically engineered. Many of us have been taught to view life as a chore, a favor, or even a form of slavery. And things get complicated when we blindly accept everything our belonging groups preach, especially if that includes a promise of heaven. But if you see life as a process of transforming spirit into physical reality, your actions won't come from fear or greed. They'll come from a deep sense of freedom and fulfillment. It's not about paying taxes to earn rewards, but about balancing the inner budget of your soul. If your education has been politically tainted, if you're living under the influence of your group's leaders, It becomes your responsibility, your duty to wake up and recognize your role in the larger picture of life. If you feel chained by your insecurities or see yourself as weak and irrelevant, then you need to become your own subject of research. Otherwise, you risk living your entire life like a worker bee or warrior ant, serving your political group instead of your higher self. Spirituality, justice, and God have nothing to do with your weaknesses. God's job was already done when you were born with your own atom of autonomy, a powerful brain, a functioning body, and favorable life conditions. Everything you need has already been given. And yet, if you've lived like a worker bee, of course you'd want to retire. Of course, you'd crave paradise as soon as possible. But here's the thing. If you do good things because you're scared of hell or greedy for heaven, are you really a good person? Without fear and greed, would you still be good by your own choice? Because if your morality is driven by fear and greed, you're not truly free. You're like a pet, obedient but not autonomous. Sure, those emotions are strong motivators, but it's our responsibility as human beings to rise above them. We are not finished products. We're evolving beings. Our knowledge is incomplete, always changing. Just look at how humanity keeps advancing. Even our holy books are interpreted in countless ways. Ever wonder why the same religion, with the same God and prophets, has so many different sects? The problem begins when we seek help from the outside while seeing ourselves as weak. That's when political forces step in, keeping us dependent and afraid. We latch onto groups, even at the cost of our dignity. This is how God gets politicized, forced into a no-win situation. We were blessed with ocean-like minds, capable of learning endlessly, of creating, of evolving. But we're trained to stay within the tiny ponds, streams, and rivers of political knowledge. We begin to see ourselves as irrelevant to the larger, divine picture. We lose our identity, our self-respect, and our self-esteem. And we let ourselves and God be used for political gain. If we can't mix, match, and choose our own beliefs because of political pressure, we're not running on all cylinders. We need to remember what we're capable of. Every invention, every breakthrough started as a thought, an invisible idea that became visible reality. That's nothing short of miraculous. If we deny the importance of the human individual, we deny our own divine potential. Even if you feel trapped in political chains, you still have a choice. Your atom of autonomy gives you the freedom to either stay chained or break free. Your ocean-like brain is symbolic of godlike potential. When you join humanity as a whole, in both spirit and action, you fulfill your divine purpose. You can choose to break those chains. You can choose to speak the universal language of spirituality, justice, and humanity because you were designed for it. Regardless of how many nations or religions exist, we all have that shared spiritual language within us. With an oceanic mind and an embedded spiritual side, we simply need to feed ourselves the right knowledge, like planting good bacteria in the gut. It's not about consuming daily doses from outside sources. It's about nurturing what we already have within us. Religions, like businesses, often aim to create loyal customers. They promote rituals, rules, and traditions to maintain a steady base. But if you can't produce God on demand, you can't build a lasting structure on that foundation. You can't enforce rules or deliver justice if the foundation is not universally solid. A religious high-rise built on belief alone can crumble under the weight of science and reason. And history proves this. Thousands of religions have come and gone. Where are they now? The answer lies in the natural order of evolution. Humanity progresses, beliefs evolve, and only what holds up to time survives. So why am I still talking about God? Because I believe in the evolving nature of humanity. We are not finished. We are becoming. So let's build our foundations on ideas tested by time and proven by experience. Let's reinforce our spiritual structures with reason, imagination, and justice, not assumption, because that's what it means to be human, capable, evolving, and free.